Hello. Excuse the mess. I'm making a rocket. A red rocket. Room. Register. What else can you see that starts with the same sound? Five, four, three, two, one. Lift off. I wonder what it would be like to go up into space. I wonder what it would be like to be an astronaut.
What do astronauts eat? What do astronauts wear? How do astronauts sleep? And how do they brush their hair? Let's find out!
This is the Noordwijk Space Expo in Holland, where we'll find all the answers. It's really exciting. You can stand right underneath a real rocket engine. It's huge. And this is a model of the Russian space station Mir. This is where the first Briton to go into space lived and worked. Her name is Helen Sharman.
Hello, I'm Helen Sharman. It was a rocket that took me into space.
How did you feel when you launched off from the launching pad?
We were sat right on top of that rocket for 2.5 hours before the launch. We were strapped down into our seats, 20 minutes to go, and we synchronized our watches. 1 minute to go. And then I could hear a faint rumble from a long way below me, a slight vibration, and the rocket started slowly to move off that launch pad. But soon the speed picked up, and we were going upwards so fast that I was being pushed back down into my seat, so hard I could hardly lift up my arm to push buttons on the control panel. And after 8 minutes, there was a big bang as that final rocket stage was blown away. That's when I became weightless.
Was it fun being weightless?
Being weightless is brilliant. You know, it's just like if I just floated. You know what it's like to float on top of a swimming pool? Well, just let my body go limp, and it was just like that, except there was no water, of course. Some things were very easy in space, well, things like eating. That was much easier, because if I opened my tin of fish and I wanted to put down my fork, I could just let it go in the air and then carry on doing something with my tin of fish. Then if I wanted to pick up my fork again, I could just pick it up from the air.
How did you wash in space?
Well, we didn't have any running water, so I couldn't have a shower, and I couldn't take a bath either. But instead, we had cloths like this. They're wet inside, and I had to wipe my skin. And that's how I washed my hair as well. Even though my hair was long, I had to wipe it with these cloths. And we had water we could drink, and we drank the water by pushing a little button, and that opened a spout, and the water came out into our mouths.
What did the Earth look like from space?
Oh, the Earth to me looked quite big because I was still very close to the Earth's surface. So it didn't look like a small football, but it looked very blue. The seas looked blue, and the sky, the clouds in the sky are so white that it hurt my eyes to look at them.
How did you feel when you came back to Earth?
Well, we braced ourselves in our seats for the landing. The parachutes opened, and there were some rockets fired just before we hit the Earth's surface. But even so, it was a bit of a bang, and we bounced, and we rolled around a few times. And eventually we stopped still. We were on our sides. We had to wait till the rescue team came to rescue us.
Would you like to go back to space again?
I'd love to go back into space because, you know, there's so many things that you can do in space that you just can't do on the Earth.
Going into space looks really exciting. Would you like to be an astronaut? Well, here's a story about a bear who was very keen to go to the moon. It's called Whatever Next.
Can I go to the moon? Asked Baby Bear. No, you can't, said Mrs. Bear. It's bath time. Anyway, you'd have to find a rocket first. Baby Bear found a rocket in the cupboard under the stairs. He found a space helmet on the draining board in the kitchen and a pair of space boots on the mat by the front door. He packed his teddy and some food for the journey and took off up the chimney. Whoosh! Out into the night. An owl flew past.
That's a smart rocket,
he said.
Where are you off to?
The moon, said Baby Bear. Would you like to come too?
Yes, please,
said the owl. An aeroplane roared out of the clouds. Baby Bear waved, and some of the passengers waved back. On and on they flew, up and up above the clouds, past millions of stars, till at last they landed on the moon. There's nobody here, said Baby Bear.
there are no trees,
Said the owl. It's a bit boring, said Baby Bear. Shall we have a picnic?
What a good idea,
Said the owl. We'd better go, said Baby Bear. My bath must be ready by now. Off they went. Down and down. The owl got out and flew away.
Goodbye,
He said.
it was so nice to meet you.
It rained, and the rain dripped through Baby Bear's helmet. Home went Baby Bear, back down the chimney, and onto the living room carpet. Mrs. Bear came into the room. Look at the state of you, she gasped as she led him away to the bathroom. Why, you look as if you've been up the chimney. As a matter of fact, said Baby Bear, I have been up the chimney. I found a rocket and went to visit the moon. Mrs. Bear laughed.
You and your stories,
She said.
whatever next?
I wonder if Baby Bear went up in his rocket again. Here's another kind of rocket. rocket. Red rocket. Robot. Rusty robot. Rattling rocket. Roaring rocket. Red rocket. Both these words start with the same letter. Watch how Magic Pencil writes it. Top to bottom, up and around. 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 Dinner's ready. Here it is. Beef goulash and vanilla pudding to follow. And a cup of coffee and a few sweets to finish up with. But what would all this food be like in space? Well, it wouldn't be in dishes, because it would all float away. Here's some space food. This is the beef goulash. It's in a packet. It's all soft and squidgy. The astronaut would put it in an oven and heat it up and eat it straight out of the packet. And here's the vanilla pudding. It would be eaten straight out of the tin. Now, what do you think this is? It's coffee. The astronaut would squirt water in here and then drink it out of the tube. And here's the sweets to finish up with. Now, if we were in space, all this food would float away. Bye. Bye. Oh.
If you'd like an order form for all the notes that accompany this series,